They not feeling me right now.
Yo, welcome back to another podcast episode of Stars Talking Cowboys. Starring Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki is in the building.
You gonna dig this. Let's go.
Now, get ready for the hottest podcast coming out of Dallas, Texas, with Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. Stars Talking Cowboys. Let's go! Yo, here we go again. Back up on the scene. Stars Talking Cowboys, you know what I mean. The podcast repping everything with silver and blue. Keeping it real, that's what they do. Let me tell you about the crew. Sean Fox spitting facts. K Boogie's giving game. Nikki's got the stats, so of course she covers everything. It's showtime, so let's get to the biz. And that Stars Talking Cowboys. Yeah, you know what time it is.
What up? What up? What up?
What's going on, family? How's everything?
Oh, it's how you look, however you look at it. It's a great day or a not so great day to be a Cowboys fan.
I would choose. It's a great day to be a Cowboys fan. However you want to look at it, it's a great day to be a Cowboy fan, man. Oh man, what a game! But hey. Commodores, they asked for us. Their fans asked for us, though. They got what they wanted.
Ain't this the second time in 2 seasons they done asked for us?
They want us more than anything else. We want Dallas. Everybody won Dallas. It's okay. They got Dallas. They got us. And boy, what a game in the fourth quarter. What a game. That fourth quarter was specifically that last, maybe 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Was it 10-9 going into that stage of the game?
Yeah. 10-9, and all of a sudden the doors just fell off. All excitement. It was wrapped up in one bottle, just came on out. That Turpin touchdown was amazing. That spin move, I said, what he doing? He hit the B button on the PlayStation controller. I was like, damn, and he was gone. And that's Turpin, though. Turpin and, just some fortunate things that happened in that game. I wish we played like this the whole year, but maybe the Redskins was a better matchup for us, or the Commanders, or the Commodores. It was a good matchup for us. What's up, Winston? What's popping?
Yeah, I think that, it was a good game for more than one reason, and I think the reason that I liked about it was that the fight of the defense. They never, they didn't waver. Washington, believe it or not, at one point they were a top 5 offense. They've trickled off a little bit, but they're still Washington. But at one point, Daniels was considered being the rookie of the year, and they were scoring a lot of points. They were beating up on teams, and this game right here just proved what a rivalry game is about.
Yeah, it did.
It's any given Sunday. So I actually enjoyed the game. I enjoyed it for more than one reason, and I'll wait on Nikki to come on here to explain her take on it. But it was more so of, to stick it to Dan Quinn, especially because he tried to poach half the team when he became head coach of Washington.
Not only did he poach some of the players, he poached the key reserves. That's another thing. Some of those reserves, like Fowler, Armstrong, they're like in the top, 7 in sacks? I'm like, well, there you go, Quinn. And we needed those brothers. We needed them.
Yeah.
But, it was a good win for us. It was a good win. But like I said, there's a lot of fans that's conflicted because they want a high draft choice. But then you have other fans like, no, we need to stay competitive. We need to show fight. So it's pretty interesting. Social media right now is pretty interesting right now, to say the least.
No, it definitely is. But on one point, I think that for me as a fan, I enjoy a nice defensive game. I'm not one of those ones who want to see the 48 to the 42 to 35 games. I wanted to see, the old, Baltimore, Pittsburgh games and things like those type of games. It's
Yeah.
the Browns and Steelers games. Those type of games are games I like watching. So
It was a good game. It was a good game. It was very competitive. It was hard hitting. That was another thing too. We showed physicality. I was like, well, if this is a good matchup for us, then let's go and play. Let's play hard. Let's show some fight. Show some physicality. The game's on right now again. For all of those who's listening to us, the game's on again. And I'm just glad we were competitive. Because Lord knows I get tired of them getting embarrassed, and then we get embarrassed too because we have to talk about it. Everybody's in our inbox talking about, hey, what happened to the Cowboys? Y'all got embarrassed again. What you gonna do? Trade half the team? You gonna trade Parsons to get 3 picks? I'm like, come on. So at least this week we don't have to deal with that, and hopefully next week either.
yeah, well, I doubt it very seriously. That Parsons is going anywhere. That's one of Jerry Jones's boys, and he's a man after Jerry's heart because he likes to talk a lot. But granted, after this game, I thought that he had a very mature interview versus some of the recent interviews that he's had. So
He's learning. He's learning.
And this game also proved one thing too, is that if one part of your team, there's 3 parts to a team, got offense, defense, and special teams.
Mm-hmm.
If one part of your team fails, you generally lose games. And special teams killed Washington. It hurt us too.
Yeah, it did in the beginning.
Yeah, but it really killed Washington.
Yes, it did. But in the beginning, though, they were winning. They had a blocked field goal, blocked punt. But then in the fourth quarter, that's when things turned around. That's when they did. So like I tell everybody, sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Because the way we started, hey, we had promising drives, couldn't finish them. But by the end of the game, hey, we pulled it all together and we got to win.
So, and Nikki will chime on this when she gets on here. So, just hypothetically, I'm saying over the next 4 games that, we got sub 500 teams, all of our teams in the next 4 games are sub 500 teams.
What's up, Queenie? Coming on here, ain't say nothing, trying to just pop in.
I've been on here. I was letting y'all talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been on here.
So let's ask this. Let's ask the question that everybody wants to talk about. Was it beneficial that we won this game, or would it have been more beneficial if we lost this game?
It depends on who you ask. Yeah, it depends on who you ask. Some of the fans are like, "Oh man, we need a top 5 draft choice," and other fans, like I said before, we need to be competitive. We can still make the playoffs. So it depends. I just want the Cowboys to be honest with you. I want them to be competitive. I don't want them to get embarrassed because we're still missing some key components to our team. So I just want them to go out there and be competitive and play hard and don't get embarrassed. That's the thing. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, we're number 14th ranking right now in the playoff position, and there's only 7 spots. So it's like, okay, so what do? See, that's the thing. We have all these other teams below 5 teams we're getting ready to play. Can we make a run? What's going to happen to the other teams in the NFC? Can they falter right now? So it's like you in a rock and a hard place.
But we definitely have. I mean, I look at the Eagles from last year, starting out 10-1, and they're losing, 5 of their last 6 games toward the end of the season. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
anything can happen.
At one point, Baltimore was looking like they were invincible. And after that first game that they lost, they came back and ran off a few, some decent wins, and then look like that. They're showing that they're not as, you know, invincible as we thought that they were.
There's only one team though in the NFL that's invincible. Really, is playing top notch, and that's the Lions. That's it. Everybody else has some chinks in their armor. To be honest with you, to me, it's just the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
So anything can happen. Everything is liable to happen. All you need is one spark. It can actually propel you. All you need is one.
I mean, that's true. That's definitely true. But when is the last time, besides Kansas City, and even Kansas City, over the last few years, haven't always been the most dominant team? When's the last time the most dominant team has won the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Too much parity. A long time. It's a long time.
Think about that stretch that the Packers had when they went 13-4 and 14-2, and what was the other record? Like 3 straight years that they were, dominating the NFC. What happened to them?
They faltered. Shoot, look what happened to us when we were number 1 seeds and what they're number 2 seeds. Look what happened to us in previous years. So anything's liable to happen. We just got to play consistently. That's the only thing you have. All right, the draft choices. Okay, fine. We have a top 10, top 11 draft. Okay, fine. But this is the season. Football season comes and goes, so we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put something out there. Unless we trade a Michael Parsons or a CD Lamb or a top-notch player on our team and get 3 first-round picks, or whatever we saying, we're not getting Sanders.
Tell Michael Irvin that.
Yeah, we're not getting Sanders.
Sanders was never on the radar. I don't even never think. I didn't think that he was on the radar.
And we're not getting Hunter. And we're not getting Hunter either.
Yeah, I mean, them two was never on the radar, if you ask me. And while you do want to, while you do want to per se get a good draft pick, the thing is this: a lot of these men, it's either gonna be their last year playing with Dallas, or it could possibly be their last year playing in the league. Like your Zach Martins, and I can go as far as even saying Tank. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always injured now. He's always injured. He's always getting hurt now. So you don't ever want to just put your team down and let your team just not win just because you're trying to get 2 high picks or 2 top players. Because at the end of the day, you can get these 2 top picks and these 2 top players. That does not automatically mean that you are going to win with them. That does not automatically mean that they're gonna come straight in out the gate and you're gonna win you're gonna win with them. It's more to just getting those 2 players. You gotta still have the coaching, you gotta still have the proper scheme, the other proper players around them to make it happen. And a little bit of luck that you're gonna have, and a little bit of luck from the Revs on your side that you're gonna need from game time to time. For me, the window is closing. You need to win now. We need to win now. We're about what we're supposed to have and get when we get there. But you need to win now. Now. Every time they step on that field, their mind should be programmed to win now.
You're right. You're right. Because, the life expectancy of a football player is like 3 to 4 years. So you got to play now. I mean, you have to basically go out there. Hey, this is a kid's game. You want to make your money, right? So you got to show and prove.
Yeah. And these guys are playing for, like you said, Nikki. And and K Boogie, the lifespan of an NFL player is short. It's not
Right.
like it was before because these kids coming out of college are NFL ready.
Yes,
Ready.
sir.
They got a lot of NFL coaches out there that are coaching these teams, that are coordinating on these teams, and or consultants for these teams. So these kids that are coming out nowadays are NFL ready. The
Yes.
teams that are losing, they might have some bad coaching, but the teams that are losing, these guys are like Parsons. He's playing for a contract. You know, he ain't
Exactly.
gonna give up.
Mm-mm.
He's not gonna. He not gonna give up. And that's just keep it 100. No matter what Jerry, how much Botox Jerry do, how much Botox he do to his face, his lips, his eyes. No matter what he does, he's still on borrowed time. Jerry not young. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that because you old, you can go first, because there's younger people leaving this world now like crazy. But I'm just saying, Jerry, I refuse to believe that Jerry does not want the glow of winning another Super Bowl before his last days, or before he's able actually to enjoy it with the person he is and the ego he has. I just do not for 1 second believe that. I know a lot of people feel like he's, all about the brand and selling tickets and making money and, or whatever. That's part of life. That's just part of his life. But no one can make me I just don't honestly sit here and believe that this man doesn't want that glow to be able to throw up in somebody's face. Robert Kraft. Um the Cleveland owner that he don't get along with. It's a few owners that Jerry don't even get along with. So you don't think for once he want that clout? He wants to be able to throw that to their face. You don't think he for once want to throw this clout to Robert Kraft? Hey, we got six. I got six Lombardi's too now. You know what I'm saying? So I just refuse to believe that. But I just think the way he go about doing things is what the bigger issue is with Jerry. The way he talks, the way he handle things, the responses that he give, the things that he say. I think that is what the bigger issue is with everybody, with him. If he could just be like the rest of some of the owners, lay low, chill out, let things play out, how things play out, probably wouldn't be as bad. But every chance Jerry gets to be on the mic, he on the mic.
I told you
Yeah,
he's a new mumble rapper.
yeah, he is. But looking at when they put the camera on Jerry when he's up there, and we're losing, that man ain't got a smile on his face.
Mm-mm.
And I know he might come down and say the correct thing, like he said today. He's considering giving Mike McCarthy a contract extension. I'll be damned. Is anybody think that he gonna give that man an extension?
I said the same thing. I said, what's he doing this for clickbait? I said, come on, man. Seriously? There's no way. There's no way that Mike McCarthy deserves to have an extension right now. There's no
The
way.
only the only way that the only excuse that can be given as far as giving Mike McCarthy an extension would be you had so many injuries and this, that, and other. But even in that Washington game, his time management still sucked.
Mm. Play calling too.
I will give him this. He did get Rico Dowdy, the ball multiple times. I think Rico had 18, 19 carries for 86 yards, a 4.5 average, which is better than what we usually have had. And
Right.
and and this next comment is to those fans saying we don't need to get a running back because Rico Dowdy showed that he can run the
Yes.
ball.
No, we need a running back.
Rico
We need a running back.
Rico Dowdy's longest run on Sunday was 9 yards.
9 yards. We need a running back.
Yeah,
Now,
just
too far, I will say as well that your O line is gonna always play a big role in your running back role as well. Um, when that O line is just shaky and not where it needs to be. But for some reason Sunday, it seems like they were able to open up some holes Sunday, to get him to, to run the ball through. I think my biggest issue that I have with Rico is that he doesn't follow his blocks like he should. That's my biggest issue. And what I see in him when I see him playing, he doesn't follow his blocks. And there's times in some games that I've seen that he didn't get but 2 yards. But if he would have followed his block, he perhaps could have got that extra 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. To me, he just gets a little edgy, a little jumpy, and it's kind of like he wants to say he got it. He did it. You know what I'm saying? But he's not following his lead and he's not following his blocks.
Yeah, he's not a patient runner.
Right,
He's not allowing the holes to develop. He's running straight for the line, and
right.
to me that's coaching.
That's coaching.
You look at even I even see it in high school. Some of these kids running backs, they are behind their lead blocks with their hands on the back of their leading blocks, and they're reading whichever way that
Sorry.
their blocker takes. So I respect Rico Dowdy for what he did for us, especially what he did for us on Sunday, because with the offensive line that we had, and shout out to whoever decided to bench Guyton. That
You talking about in the fourth quarter?
yeah, that
It was Mike.
the
It was
kid.
Mike McCarthy. It was Mike McCarthy that decided to bench him. It was Mike McCarthy. Just like Sunday was the first time I seen Mike McCarthy get in Bones' face and go off on him on the sideline. I'm not sure how many of y'all caught it, but Bones was gonna try to do this play. He wanted to do this special teams play, and McCarthy walked over there to him. He said, "No, the hell you not. We're not doing that shit today." That's exactly what he said. And then he just walked off. He was like, "No, the hell we not. You're not doing that shit today." And and then he just walked off. He rolled his eyes and he just walked off. Because I don't know what Bones was finna try to. He was trying to do some kind of gimmick play or something. And Mike McCarthy was like, "No, the hell you not. We're not doing that shit today." So um,
Like throwing the ball on our under our on,
Exactly.
on our 30-yard line to I just don't get it
I don't
sometimes.
get it. And then you did it twice. Two weeks in a row, you tried to do the same damn thing, you know. But for me, it's like it shouldn't take jobs to be threatened. It shouldn't take certain things to be happening in order for the coaches, as Mike McCarthy, to finally try to stand up to what he's supposed to do as a head coach on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't take all these reports saying, Jerry saying that, him and Steven and getting into it of saying they ready to just let you go or whatever for you to stand up and be the head coach that you are supposed to be. You know, I feel like Mike McCarthy been lost his locker room. Um, I still don't feel like they totally respect him. Um, but what I will say was Sunday, I seen a different team that seemed like they were trying to actually play for something, and they cared about playing. This was the first game since we played Cleveland, the very home opening game, that I seen it seemed like they cared about playing for something. No matter we have the playoffs, whatever it is, I don't know. It's like they Sunday was like I just seen a different attitude in some of these players, and it could be that it was a lot of these rookies that played Sunday. Like these rookies, they showed up Sunday. These guys played. They bowed. They bowed. Butler, he come from the U. That boy bowed.
Yeah, he did.
He bowed, and to think that y'all had that boy Anthony Brown Jr. out there, out there getting burnt like this. And you sitting here and you have a guy like this guy that's ball skills. He reads the field. He read the quarterback. He was there. He did his job. You know what I'm saying? But y'all out here putting stupid players out here on the team, keeping them on the field. If we don't have nothing to play for, let's play these guys and let's see what we got to build on. Who we got to build on. You know, I don't know. I know a lot of people mad about us winning. I know some people mad about us winning. For me, I'm not gonna ever be mad that we win. I wanted us to win, and I'm gonna tell you, I had one personal vendetta on why I wanted us to win this game. Not just because we needed a win, but because I wanted to beat Dan Quinn. I wanted to beat Dan Quinn because of the way he did and how he handled it and how he left us, how he did us with that last game against Green Bay. I wanted to beat Dan Quinn. You stole half of the team and you still couldn't beat us. And we beat you with a backup. That's what made that even more happiness. We beat you with a backup. You know, it took a little while for Cooper Rush to get going, which Cooper Rush still ain't the reason we won. That's another topic we're gonna bring up. All these fools. That's another topic we're gonna bring up. Are they running out here talking about Cooper Rush? I did give him his props. I said congrats to Cooper Rush on getting us a win. But let's not act like Cooper Rush is the reason why we won this game. We won this game because we got takeover. We got takeovers for a change. We won this game because they found the defense played 4 quarters. I'm used to the defense the last couple of games stopping after halftime. But they played 4 quarters. But the teams had a bad first half. But they came back and redeemed themselves in the second half. That's what won the game. Defense and special teams in the second half. Simple as that. Which it almost got screwed up when they didn't contain old boy and let him get that ball, that touchdown. But and I ain't go out for the win. I love to win. The win was great Sunday. It blew that kick right on to the side. You know,
You did
but
that twice.
yeah, twice. It did it twice, but you know, this is the energy that I want to see from them weekly. Like we shouldn't be in this hole. Now y'all showing us this energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all wait till we get all the way to the bottom of the barrel to decide y'all want to show up and play. And again, who that foul on? If I was on what? If I was on coaching.
Coaching.
If I was on coaching. Oh yeah, Gooden was he. Weston. I agree. Gooden was a mess. Gooden has been a mess the last 3-4 games. He has been a mess. But again, I thought that's coaching. That O-line coach. Get your ass out of here.
Hey.
That
Oh, shoot.
What up?
Party going on.
that O-line coach got to go.
Yeah,
He gotta go.
bad.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, like I said, my thing was, and I'm with you guys. I saw the fight in the team. Now, let's say we would have lost that game. I would have still been cool with the fight of the team.
Yeah.
Not no 40, something or nothing. And especially I think we came out in the, for them not to put up as many points that they had in the third, we've been giving up all those points in the third quarter, for them to hold them down in the third quarter, that made me feel better. Now I'm gonna tell you something that pissed me off though. You got, under a minute to go.
Oh,
You got
Lord.
the team. You got the team. They are 86 yards away from a touchdown with 0 timeout, and in one play, You give up an 86-yard touchdown run. I mean,
Jordan
touchdown pass.
Lewis. That was Jordan Lewis's fault. You're supposed to keep everything in front of you. Back up, man. Keep
Yeah,
everything in front of you. I was like,
yeah,
come on, Jordan. You a veteran. What are you doing?
yeah. He
Well,
let
not
him
only
do.
that,
He just. I don't know what happened on that play.
and he outran our safeties.
Mm.
You know what
Play
I'm
slow.
saying? He outran our safeties. Now I got to give it to him. They helped out in the run game. I got to give them to that. They did help out in the run game, but that 86-yard touchdown pass at the end of at the end of in the fourth quarter when you were up, that was just ridiculous.
That was. That was. And that's
Now,
Diggs' side, too. If Diggs was there, that probably wouldn't have
right?
happened because
That probably wouldn't have
Bland, they
happened.
didn't really
Right?
test Bland. They didn't test Bland
They
that
know they
often
didn't.
on Sunday. They was going at Butler more than anything else. So I'm like, oh, if Diggs was over there, maybe that didn't happen. I don't know.
I don't know because Diggs been getting beat too. Um, I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on um number 30 with the onside kick that Washington did? He ran it in for a touchdown. What are
Talking
y'all
about
thoughts on
Wanya.
it? Do y'all thought it was worth him doing it, or should he just have taken the ball, kneel? Because Washington were out of timeouts. We got the ball. I felt like we should have just caught the ball, kneel, let it go, and just run the clock out. But he it's the fact of him being excited. He got the ball. He made a play. He made the touchdown, but he still left some time on the clock. You see what I'm saying?
Coaching.
Yeah.
So did they not tell you to just take the ball and kneel? Like Washington didn't have any more timeouts, and I think that was his excuse. When I saw him yesterday, he said that he wasn't he said he didn't he couldn't remember in the moment if Washington still had a timeout. So his mind frame was go ahead and score, force them to use their last timeout, and now then we can keep everything in play in front of us. That's what he said.
I'm still saying the same thing. That's coaching.
That's coaching.
Even so before when they announced the onside kick, your special team goes out there. They give them all the scenarios. If the ball bounces to you, get down. I mean, hell, that's football 101. High school kids that do that. Because they know even if they had one timeout, that's still not enough. That one timeout wasn't going to cause it wasn't nothing. Because once you snap the ball again, that's still the last play of the game. So in hindsight, okay, what was it a good play? Was he excited to get the touchdown? Yeah. But in my opinion, anything can happen in the NFL. And coaching should have said, hey, you get the ball, you get down, and game is over.
So all he had to do was kneel down. I get it. The adrenaline, somebody's chasing you. You not a ball carrier. I get it. I understand. But he should have just slid down and the game was over. But he wanted that touchdown. He wanted that touchdown. Wanya should be playing more safety, if you ask me. So maybe if he was playing more, then he understand what was going on. But we were sitting down in the house. My parents, I was like, yo, go down, go down, go down. He's scoring a touchdown. I said, they had no timeouts. Then you leave him with 14 seconds left for a Hail Mary? That's why he should have went down.
Yeah. So,
but hey, it is what it is. We got lucky.
We did. What's up, Irv? Irv said Diggs would have locked down McLaurin. McLaurin was, he was pretty much shut down.
He was until that
this
play.
Game up until that last play.
He was done. But, Diggs is battling some injuries too, but still, that's his side. And the safeties, why the safeties are not communicating? That's another thing too. The safeties are the last line of defense, and they're supposed to be communicating with the cornerbacks. They're supposed to be communicating with him. I don't understand. Like, come on. Like, Hooker, that's your job. You're the free safety. You're supposed to communicate with everybody. Listen, don't get beat deep. Don't get beat deep. Everybody just back up. Don't get beat deep. Give up what's in front of you, sidelines in the middle, but don't get beat deep.
35 seconds left on the, was that the 16? Was it, that was 86 yards. That means they was on the 16-yard line.
13. It was on the 13-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, 13, 14-yard line. You rush 3 or 4, you drop 7, and you drop those guys back 20 yards. And then technically, if you really even want to be even more technical, if you want to keep them in bounds, you put 2 corners and 2 safeties over on top of them over the outside. You don't bring your safeties in towards the middle of the field. You put them outside and make them throw in the middle of the field. You know, but I'm not a coach. I'm just a fan.
Listen, Zimmer knows better than that. Zimmer's been coaching a long time. He knows better than that. Somebody should have got cursed out on the sidelines, if you ask me.
Somebody really should have.
He should have got cursed out for that.
Somebody really should have.
Because McLaurin wasn't doing anything. Jordan Lewis had him locked up too, but that was basically, hey, let's not get beat deep, fellas. And we got beat deep. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. You came away with the victory. So against the Redskins or the Commodores or Washington or the Commanders, whatever you want to call them. So now they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah.
You know what could happen, right? That last game of the season against them could be
What's
for
that?
playoff position. That could be for, let's say we get on a roll and they keep faltering. That last game could be for playoff position. Because we at home. We played them at home last game of the year.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Anything is possible. Like I said, anything is possible.
Yeah, I said that earlier, that last game can obviously be either a spoiler for them to keep them out, or we never know what happens between us and here and there. And if we ain't going, I would love to be a spoiler.
Yeah, because you figure we played the Philadelphia Eagles right before that. We don't know what's going on with them. They could lose this weekend to the Ravens. We don't know. Football's a strange sport sometimes, especially in the fourth quarter of the season. It's a strange, very strange sport. We never know.
And these kickers are, man, like, I don't know what's going on with these kickers. These kickers are, majority, all of them.
There's a lot of blocks on Sunday. There was a lot of blocks and
A
misses on
lot of
Sunday.
blocks. Yeah.
Could it be the special teams was getting better, or it could be the wind, could be weather? I don't know. But hey, it was one of those days.
I think in general, kicking is it's a wave. Just like over the last few years, up until maybe last year and this year, running backs, the value of running backs went down. People didn't really value running backs like they did. And now the last 2 seasons, now it's all about the running back again.
Yes, sir.
Kickers, same thing. We got look at ours. We were so hyped about our kicker, not missing and kicking 50, 60-yard bombs automatically. We was calling them automatic.
Yeah.
And what's been happening? Teams change their focus. So what's going to end up happening is teams are going to start getting these linebackers again, focusing on the run. They're going to be paying attention to special teams again. And then, then the game is going to change.
Huh?
You're right. Hey, real quick, we got to shout Mozzie out. Mozzie's been playing better lately. You got to shout Mozzie out. Mozzie's been playing better. He's been disruptive in the opponent's backfield. Let's shout Mozzie out. We criticize him a lot, but he's been balling of late.
About
Mozzie's been
time.
balling of late. Hey, I'm glad he listen. Better
About
late than never.
time.
Better late than never with Mozzie.
Baby, who was ready to ship him off was me.
What he one of your boos when we first brought him in?
Yeah, he was.
Key, gotta get out my business. No,
Yo, Fox said that. Yo, see, get out my feet.
I sold all my booze last week. So I
You
got a
gave up.
new I got a new one. Butler.
Josh.
I got a new one. I
He
gave
your
away
boo
all of
for
the other ones last week.
he your boo for what? It's gonna be for your boo for 2 weeks.
For
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. For
Until he
Thanksgiving,
missed
yeah,
until
boo.
he missed some play.
No, but I like I said, I was as I was sitting there watching the game, I'm like, I'm not saying that I wanted them to lose. I never want the Cowboys to lose.
Right.
Never want them to lose. I wasn't expecting them to win, but I don't want them to lose.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
the
that.
Redskins was a 10-point favorite. They were a 10-point favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bookies. Somebody made a lot of money in Vegas on that game.
Ooh.
Ooh, Lord.
Wow. Let me check the.
Did we stink that bad? 10 points,
Yeah.
10.5 points? Man. That's a lot. I forgot about the point spread on that.
Yeah, let's. So we're favored by 3.5 points on Sunday.
On Sunday? I mean on Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Because Danny Boy may not play on Thursday. Because he said he's all battered and bruised, but I think he's gonna play.
Yeah. I think they're
gonna
gonna
tank
try
anyway.
to make it. They're gonna try to make him get out there and play. Of course, they can't make themselves look that bad that they let Daniel Jones go and now he can't play. But I was thinking that Daniel Jones thing, and I'm like, boy, you is terrible. How can you dictate to what team you don't want to go to? You is terrible. You need to just go and be happy to get on with a team.
Well, on one point, you got to think about it. All that guaranteed money that he's getting for not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the, kind of same situation as Russell Wilson. You're gonna get that guaranteed money. I
Yep.
think the Giants did what they did just because they don't want to pay him that injury insurance.
Yeah, they didn't
next
want to pay
year.
him the injury, right?
Yeah, so
Because
but
if he get hurt, then they owed him an extra $20 million.
Hey, they don't want to sign a contract though. That's on them. They're the ones that came up with the language in that contract.
Yep. But if he would have just as much as stumped his toe and said that his toe was hurting, they had to pay him that $20 million. That's why they told him they didn't want him to come to nowhere near the field. They didn't want him to come to the locker room. They didn't want him to come anywhere on the grounds.
But you know what's funny though, Nick? You know he played safety 2 days
Yeah,
before
that's what they had him doing at first. Yeah.
That was crazy. I said, you
Yeah.
got him in safety?
And I think that's when he felt like they lost our respect for him. And I think that's when he lost respect for them when they tried to put him at the safety position. And he said that he was already embarrassed. He did not need to be embarrassed any more than what he already had been.
because they benched him. I did not know that they was trying to put him at safety.
Yeah, they put him at safety in one of the practices. They put him
One
at
of the
safety.
practices, they had him at safety.
Exactly. Then he went to the press conferences, almost start crying.
Yep.
That's crazy. They really embarrassed him. He was like, you know what? I want y'all to release me after that. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'd want to get up out of that effed up franchise too.
Yeah, that's what they did to him.
I'm a quarterback and y'all want to try to put me at safety.
At the safety. And That's one of the organizations that Dion said he would step in if Hunter or Shadua was gonna get. That's what who would they would get picked by, that he would step in and prevent them from going to that organization.
He gonna try to pull a Eli Manning because right now the Giants are picking third in the draft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Who's
mean,
picking first right now? Jacksonville?
Jacksonville. Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville probably gonna trade out of that or take. It's either they're gonna trade down or take Travis Hunter. Damn, I wanted Travis Hunter too. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I would
Ooh,
love I
wanted
would
Travis.
love Travis Hunter.
I wanted Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
Now, to be honest, I
That's a
would
pipe
prefer
dream.
Travis Hunter over Shador, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would too.
definitely.
However, I think there is no way. The odds of us getting either one of them two players is, if you put some money down on us getting one of them two players, and if we get them, you probably be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it
at all.
Not with our schedule. Not with the remaining
No.
schedule that we have. Every game
Right.
is winnable. Maybe the Eagle game may be the only game that may not be winnable. All the other games, easy money.
And I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take us out of the. I wouldn't be surprised about the Eagles game too, because it's a rivalry game.
I'll tell you.
It's a rivalry game, so anything can happen in the NFC East.
Yeah.
I go to the year that we went up into New Orleans. What were we at that time? 2 and something, 3 and something, and New Orleans was undefeated.
Oh yeah. No, we was in playoff contention then. That's when
No. The year that they were 13 and I think 13-0 or something like that, or
DeMarcus
11-0
played with his neck messed up on that Sunday night or Thursday night when we played them.
I think it was a Thursday night.
It was in playoff.
We weren't.
Contention.
We
I
weren't in
swore
playoff.
we were.
No, we weren't.
Let me see.
Yeah, we weren't.
What was that? 2000 and what?
It was 2009. Okay, we were 8-5. So I need to look up the standings of that year.
Yeah, we beat them. We 9-5. We did go to the playoffs that year. Yeah, we beat them on a Thursday night. Or was that? No, that was a Saturday night game. That was a Saturday night game we played them. And DeMarcus Ware had a stinger, so nobody knew that DeMarcus Ware was going to play that game because he had a sting in his neck. I remember that game. Romo played good that game. Like you said, though, anything is possible. I don't know. Everything's possible. But the way Saquon is running the ball, though, yo, the way Saquon is carrying that rock, they're going to be hard to beat.
Well, that's what's making Jalen a better quarterback. You know what? You're right. We did. We went to the playoffs that year. Yeah, we did go to the playoffs because we ran the tables after that game.
Yeah, and we lost. We lost to Minnesota in the playoffs. We got land-based get Minnesota and Brett Favre in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. I don't know if I mean, the Giants let go Saquon. They let go Danny Dimes. That front office, I don't know. That's the old front office that drafted him, but still though. You let Saquon go to the Eagles and look at what he's doing. He had 255 yards. 255 rushing yards.
And Saquon said that once he got his money, once he got his guaranteed money, he said he's playing freely. His mind is not on these 1-year contracts that he's been playing under. He said he can go out there and just play ball because he's not worried about it. He's not worried about money. He's not worried about a contract.
Mm.
You know, if you gotta give Howie the Eagles one thing, they got a GM who can put a team together.
Yeah, they balling, they playing. Well, hey, this weekend they have a tough matchup. I know we're not going to get there yet, but they have a tough matchup. That's why I tell everybody having a good running back or a great running back can propel your team and help your quarterback.
Yeah, because running opens up the passing game,
And takes pressure off the quarterback.
and it takes some pressure off the quarterback. But if your quarterback has to focus on his job, getting the ball down the field, and not having protection to block for him, that's a lot. That affects the mental.
Yeah, you become one dimensional. Once you become one dimensional, then the pass rushers, it's like, hey, it's open school. Then school's open. You're not going to run the ball. We're just going to rush the passer. So that's why having a running back like Saquon is really dangerous. That's why Detroit having two running backs is really dangerous right now. And we have Rico and Elliott and Cooks. Cook. Is he gonna play again?
But why they're not even playing Cook though? What
I
is
have
I like?
no clue.
I'm just so confused on this move. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Like, what are we waiting on?
Like I'm so confused on it.
Cook should actually play on Thursday, to be honest with you. He should play on Thursday. That'd be a good test for him.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Because you figure after this Thursday game, we don't play again until Monday night. So why not play him? We play the Bengals on Monday night, December the 9th. So we have an extra day of rest as well. So why not play him? See what's going on?
Well, after the performance that Rico put on, I think they're going. He's the feature. Mike said he's the feature back.
Yeah, but at least give him some daylight. Let him run, do something. Because what if Cooper Rush can't play on Thursday because of his knee? What if he can't play? Then Trick or Trade gets some playing time, but still put another back in there too. That can run.
I don't know. Them two plays that Trey has played over these last couple of weeks he ain't looked too good.
And that's the thing. When Trey comes in, you know he's running the ball. Everybody knows, he's going to run. That's the thing. Everybody knows he's going to run the ball. You already tell him what the defense, what you're doing. Trey's in. Okay, he's going to run. No play action pass, no nothing. I don't know what Mike's going to do with him. I really don't.
Well, we're going to see. So I know we talked about we talked about Detroit earlier. Everybody knows Kansas City is a dangerous team. I think quietly as it's kept, we need to watch out for Minnesota.
Think so?
They got a solid defense, They got a decent running game. Aaron Jones is running the ball pretty good for them. They got a decent receiver. They got a decent receiving core. It's just a matter of the quarterback not making mistakes. And that's sitting at 9-2.
Yeah, no. You think they're better than Green Bay, though? Even though their record is a little bit better, but Green Bay has a lot of talent, man. I don't know. Jordan Love is not playing as he did last year at this time, but they have a lot of talent.
I think if Green Bay can do more of keeping the ball on the ground and running it, um, they may have a slight edge. But I still think Vikings is a tad bit better than Green Bay.
Because I think one of the playoff spots is going to come down to those two. I have a feeling.
Green Bay's gonna have 3 teams in there. I mean, that,
Yeah, the
the
NFC Central.
NFC North.
I mean, no, say Central.
They have the
basketball.
potential of having 3 teams in
Yeah,
the playoffs.
yeah,
They do.
yeah. So what happens with this NFC South? Does Kirk and them get back on track or what?
Well, they still got a 1-game lead over Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they played the Chargers this weekend. They're home to the Chargers this weekend.
And Chargers
So
coming off a loss.
Yeah, a hard fought loss at that.
But see, here you go, Tampa Bay though. Tampa Bay is playing well, so you can't count them out either.
And Tampa Bay, but they play better on the road than they do at home.
And don't they play us?
They
on the
play us
road?
at home. They play us.
Oh damn!
Yep,
We
they
play
play
better on the
us.
road too. We play better when we're not in Dallas.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like we play better on the road as well. A lot of our wins have came on the road.
Against
But
yeah, we beat Pittsburgh and we beat basically the Commanders on the road.
so hopefully
Cleveland.
we get our first home win this, because right now we're the only team in the league that don't have a home win.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's shocking considering that we won 14 straight at home.
We're the only team in the league that don't have a home win right now. Start dating back from last game of last year.
Can't stop the run against the really good teams. That's part of the problem. Can't stop the run. That Detroit game, boy, Lord have mercy. Ravens, Detroit, even Houston. We could have beat Houston. I know we didn't have a show last week, but we could have beat Houston if we could actually hold on to the ball.
Yeah, you really could have. You really could have.
Because when you look at that Houston game, Houston really didn't do anything so exciting. Maybe in
No.
the first quarter, that was it. And then Turpin had
Yeah.
that long touchdown, and after that, it was like it was even.
Right.
Took points off the board. I know you was
Yeah.
upset when they took the points off the board. I saw that Nikki was hot. I said Mike McCarthy took points off the board, tried to go in and score a touchdown. Cooper Rush overthrew Mingo, and that was it.
I was pissed.
I said Nikki is pissed. Everybody was kind of upset. Like, come on, it's either you take the points or you come up with a different play, or Cooper Rush just cool out in the pocket.
I was pissed. I was just, because really even with the Eagles game, that was a winnable game. If Cooper Rush, and if we could have stopped the run, and Cooper Rush just didn't overthrow, a couple of those plays, and the sun didn't get in lamb eye, and all these, whatever. That was a winnable game. Because the Eagles didn't really start in doing anything worthwhile to beat us until we started turning the ball over.
Right.
When we started turning, most of their points came from us turning the ball over.
Yeah.
But I told y'all on this show, that with Washington, I already had seen them hoes in Washington. And I said, Washington, they looked like we looked with Dan Quinn last year here. Can't stop the run.
And that's
All he did was
even
carry
more
that back over there to Washington. All he did was carry it back over there to Washington or whatever. And You know, Dante Fowler, all of them. That's why I was so happy to get that win because of some of the comments they made, some of the things they said.
Mm. They're still running that 4-2-5 too. He's still running that 4-2-5.
Yep.
And that's one reason why I say that, Rico Dowdy, yes, he had a solid game for us, but that didn't impress me because it was against that defense. Washington had lost what 2-3 straight up until then.
Yeah, two in a row. Now it's three in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah. Like I said, I was happy with the win. I was glad that we won, but I still think we got a bad team. I mean, it is what it is.
Is it a bad team because of coaching or the injuries?
It's a combination of both, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a combination of both. Mm-hmm. I think some of the player skill sets are not up to par. I think coaching is one of the biggest issues. Play calling is a problem. Time clock management, a problem. I don't know. It just kind of seems like this team has just been all over the place. All over the place.
They're playing for a lame duck coach. Even when Jason Garrett was a lame duck coach, the Cowboys played really hard for him, though. They played hard. Every game they was fighting. It just seemed like with Mike McCarthy, they're not fighting as hard, if you ask me.
Because they play for the assistant coaches. I don't see them. I haven't, up until Sunday, I hadn't seen a fight in the team. And that's a reflection of the coaches. But I think the thing that gets me now, though, is that this new trend that these head coaches want to call plays. I go back to what Sirianni did in Philadelphia. He wanted to call plays. His team digressed. He gave that play calling to somebody else. Is it time for Mike McCarthy to give up that play calling? In my opinion, a head coach has to make all these decisions, but you're worried about, what the next play is going to be versus counseling what the next play is going to be. But then once again, that's just my opinion.
No, I mean, Mike McCarthy, he said, listen, if I'm basically going to have a 1-year deal, I'm going to call the plays. But that, again, though, he said that last year, hey, we're going to run the ball more. He keeps saying we're going to run the ball more. We ain't running nothing. Nothing.
We definitely haven't.
So I don't understand. I don't know if he's just saying that to appease Jerry Jones. I don't know, and then change his mind when the game comes. I don't know.
Well, I just know we better not lose this Thanksgiving to the Giants.
We shouldn't.
We better not lose. I'm tired of losing on Thanksgiving. I want to eat a second plate of food on Thanksgiving.
We won last year for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did. But the year before that, we did.
The year before is when we lost to the Raiders in overtime.
That's the Anthony Brown game.
Yeah, that was the penalized. That was the Anthony Brown game.
Lord.
That's the game that they should have fired. He should have been gone after that night. They left him on the bench that night by himself.
Yeah, I do remember that.
He should have slept at the stadium.
Yeah, they left him by himself on the bench. I say, oh my God. But we won last year, Thanksgiving. Didn't we play the Giants last year?
Um,
I can't remember who we played last year.
Or was it Washington? It's
Yeah,
always one or the other.
it was the Commanders. It was the Commanders last
it was
year.
Washington. We blew them out.
That's
Yeah.
when
It was coming out. That's right.
Bland set
That's
the
right.
record.
Yeah,
We
so we
blew
Yeah.
got
them
the record.
out.
Yeah, it was command. Yeah, it was command. That's right. Because that was yeah.
I get. I
I was
guess.
sick that weekend because I didn't go to the game because I was sick because we went to Carolina the week before. Craziness.
We're gonna see this time though. We're gonna see because the Giants, excuse me, they want a quarterback. So no matter what's gonna happen, they need a quarterback.
Right.
I mean, and they have a fairly young team. They don't have a lot of veterans anyway. That basically, hey, I need to fight for a job. So I don't know. We should beat them, but hey, you never know. They may
The
come
fact.
uninspired.
The fact that we're saying should and might and
That's scary.
right.
That's scary.
That's
If that's a plan, I would automatically say, yeah, we'll be done. But the fact that it's Cooper Rush and I don't know what we're gonna get from him, um, we don't know. We don't know what we're gonna get from him
hell. I'll take it a step further. We don't know what we're gonna get from Mike McCarthy.
as a coach, correct? As a play caller.
Well, luckily we play at 4:00, so that sun will be out the way.
No, no. 4:25 is when we have the problems. That's when we had the
Yeah, but
problems with the sun.
the sun goes down. It'll be that further down though.
We gonna pray.
Yeah, it'll be down. It's gonna be gone by 5.
Y'all know they're gonna talk about it. Y'all know Fox is gonna talk about the sun on Thursday. They're gonna talk about the sun. Somebody gonna reference, hey, is it sunny outside? Are the shades down or the shades up? They're gonna make a comment. Somebody gonna make a comment.
Right. So for me, it's a division game. So it can shake things up in the division quick. Because after that, we will only have technically one division loss, and that's the Eagle game.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, we win Thursday. We sweep sweep the Giants. Then we would have only one division loss, which would be the Eagles. The only thing that hurt us the most is NFC is the conference because we lost so many of the conference games. We lost to the Saints. We lost to Atlanta, Saints, Atlanta, and who else we lost to? And the Lions. So that's what hurt the most is the conference because we lost those conference games.
Couldn't stop the run. Couldn't stop the run against a really good team.
And gave up. Gave up. Like I literally seen them deflate against the game in Houston. I really literally just seen them just like let the air go out of them after that, like that turn after like that second turnover.
Hey,
And
are
I
the
think we're
fans gonna
supposed to
show
have
up?
Brandon Cook back this week. Doesn't Brandon Cook come back this week?
He didn't practice though. He didn't practice for the last couple of days though. That's the thing. Do we need him to play now, or should we wait until basically December the 9th? That's another thing. Do we need him against the Giants? Or should we just wait till December the 9th when we play the Bengals on Monday night?
Yeah, I definitely gonna need him for the Bengals. That's a tricky game.
Whew.
That's a tricky game. And you have to worry about Chase Young. You have to worry about T. Higgins. That's a tricky game.
Chase is no joke, and Higgins is good too. Burrows has been playing lights out too lately. So, and Brown, they have a good running back too,
Right.
and that could be for playoff position because if Pittsburgh lose this weekend and the Ravens lose, you don't know what could happen in the AFC North. You don't know. That's why some of these games, the Cowboys going to play in is going to be really key. That's why the Cowboys won't get flexed because as long as we keep winning and we in playoff contention, they're not going to flex any of our games. I doubt it.
Well, they're not going to flex us because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, that too. But if we were, let's say 3-9, you know what I'm saying? They would try to flex us, though. I think.
Well, that last game of the season, they don't have a date. I mean, they don't have a time for us.
Well,
So they
January
can
the
move.
5th?
They can move that game anyhow they want to move it.
It could be spoilers. Who knows? Or it could be vying to get in the playoffs. It depends. The next 3 games are going to be vital. If we really want to make a playoff push, the next 3 games got to be vital.
Yeah.
And the Panthers are playing good too now. Bryce Young is playing better.
Yeah. That's why I feel like the Chiefs are probably not gonna make it as far as they think they will this year because they are barely winning games. They're barely winning games.
They're going for a 3-peat, but I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I feel like the Bills got their number this year.
That's right. The Bills only lost 2 games.
All
Bills
right.
only lost 2 games.
Yeah.
That's it. And we don't know what Pittsburgh is going to do. We don't know what the Ravens are going to do. We don't know. Well, I guess Josh Allen and silence the critics now. I guess he has.
He still ain't beat them. He still ain't beat them in the playoffs.
Right.
No,
And that's my
right.
thing. That's my thing. I mean, yeah, he's beat them more than once in regular season. But for him to silence the critics, he has to beat Patrick Mahomes when it matters the most. And that's in the playoffs. He has to eliminate him out the playoffs. And that's what he don't do.
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see who's gonna have home field advantage for the AFC. That's gonna be major too. Home field advantage is gonna be major. We have to see. 6 weeks left of some good football.
Hang like
6 weeks left.
football season just fly by.
Uh-oh. Here comes Drew. We don't need to win, huh? Too late. I mean, I guess he wants draft position. I guess Drew is one of the Cowboy fans that wants draft position.
He feels like we need to draft a quarterback.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, we're not gonna draft a quarterback early in a draft. Our main needs off top early in the draft is O lineman, defensive lineman, tacklers, running back,
Middle linebacker.
another middle linebacker. That's are the main needs in the draft. Quarterback, we could get one, but it'll probably be down the line before we worry about a quarterback.
Most definitely.
We don't need one though right now. I mean, see, that's another thing too with this whole Cooper Rush winning 1 game. And I tell all his fan base, I said, so what happened against the Texans and the Eagles?
All the other games.
Now y'all gloating because we won, and I'm glad we won, but what y'all think he's still better than Dak Prescott? I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? If you really look at how
that's what the Blue Washington out Sunday.
exactly because they were playing soft coverage all game. They didn't play press coverage not one time. It wasn't pressing anybody. Come on.
And that touchdown pass to the tight end was 100% blown coverage.
100%.
Hell, I could have thrown a touchdown pass to him.
I was like, Schoonmaker's making plays. said, okay, but come on, man. Cooper Rush. I like the fact that basically he can play at times, but he's not going to replace Dak Prescott. Forget about it. We don't need a quarterback. What else is Drew saying? What else did Drew say? Did he say why we need to draft a quarterback or why we need to tank? Because we can draft a running back in the the second or third round. There's other running backs out here
Right.
that's really good. Ohio State has 2 good running backs. 2.
They do. This gonna be a good draft for running backs. A lot of good running backs coming out in this draft.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't draft for need, draft best player available.
You draft best player, yeah, and we draft, yeah.
Because when we draft for need, it seems like we get in trouble.
But I just feel like they need to quit wasting $5 million on Trey Lance, and they need to let him play. It's just stupid to be paying him $5 million and he's just sitting on the bench.
Or I had a theory that the reason why they probably don't want to play him is that what if he plays well, then another team picks him up. Maybe we can re-sign him for the low to back up that Prescott because him and Cooper Rush are free agents next year.
Yeah.
So maybe, Jerry and Steven's like, well, if we don't play
Cooper
him,
Rush is playing for a team.
yeah, he
Sure.
is.
He's playing for a team. But it's gonna be the same thing. Nobody gonna call him.
Because there's a couple times when he was throwing out passes to Mingo and the ball basically was damn near hitting the grass. I said, dude, he's open. What are you doing? I was like, oh,
Well,
Lord.
And when he threw that ball to that boy helmet, I was done. I was done.
Oh, man. Yeah, and then him and Lamb. See, listen, it's something going on with Lamb, too, because Lamb's running the wrong routes or something, not communicating with quarterbacks. Because it wasn't just Dak Prescott. He is having the same issues with Cooper Rush. So there's a disconnect somewhere. It's not just him and Dak. So I don't know. Was it training camp? Did he come in? Because he's having the same issues on certain routes.
Yes.
That interception.
Yes.
Interception, he's throwing his hands up and so I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on, CD? And you lead the league in receptions, but what's going on?
Well, like I said, we got. I'm just, like I tell everybody, I have zero expectations for the team for the rest of the year. I just want to enjoy football because it's the shortest season of the year. We are, we don't have, we don't have that much football left. College playoffs will be out soon. And speaking of college, I got to ask this question. What do you think about that? What do you think about that low hit the Kansas player played on?
That was dirty. That was really dirty. Why did he do it? He didn't get thrown out the game, did he?
I don't believe so.
I don't think he got thrown out the game or anything. That was dirty. He really tried to injure Shador.
I thought it was. Now on the flip side, I think that Kansas, I think that they were motivated. They were the more physical team, and they smacked Colorado in the mouth. Colorado should have beat them, but Colorado got a little full of themselves. Kansas came out, and they were, like I said, they were physical. I give them all the credit in the world for being a more physical team to beat Colorado.
And that's what Deion said.
Yeah, but they were hitting those kids late. There was a couple personal foul calls on Kansas. There was a lot of trash talking going on there.
But you don't intentionally go out to try to injure somebody, especially not a superstar quarterback like that. You don't do that. That could have caused a major brawl. Lord have mercy. My boys did not play well. I don't know what was going on with Jalen Milrose. I don't know if he can't read defenses or not, but oh my God, you throwing 3 interceptions like they playing zone. They're not playing man. I don't know if y'all watched that game, but I was really highly disappointed. Them losing against Oklahoma, I was highly disappointed.
That's another team that there's another team that teams get up for, they get hyped for, and if you're physical with them, it seems since Saban has left that a team that is more physical than Alabama will beat them. Teams are not intimidated by Alabama. Teams aren't. These kids nowadays, especially with the NILs and all the transfer portals, teams aren't scared of these big schools anymore.
No need to be. You're getting paid too. We in the league getting paid just like you are. We're not going to be intimidated by you. As a matter of fact, it's going to motivate us to play even harder now. That's what Oklahoma did. Oklahoma came out with a perfect game plan, and they were being really physical too. They was being really physical. But here's what it is.
And I'm not even gonna really talk about my team. I'm allow them to keep playing like they're playing, but I don't have any expectations for my college team either.
Who's that?
Notre Dame.
What? Notre Dame is like
number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, but that's another a football team that does great during the regular season. Once they get to the playoffs, they get their tails handed to them because they're still trying to play their independent schedule. They need to be a part of a conference when it comes to football. They're part of the Big. Well, it used to be the Big East. I don't know what it is now.
I thought they were part of the ACC. At one time, they were playing basketball.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they number 5. But I mean, I watch them play.
But they lost to Northern. They lost to Northern Illinois.
It was in the beginning of the season, though. I watched that game too. It was in the beginning of the season.
Don't matter.
Hey, it don't. Listen, they number 5 though. They only have 1 loss. They probably gonna only have 1 loss, so they might get a bye. Because to me, they're better than Penn State. I think they're better than Penn State. I don't think Penn State is that good. Penn State can't score against the really good teams. If Notre Dame and Penn State played on a neutral field, I guarantee you that Notre Dame would beat Penn State.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame has a better defense than Penn State.
I think Miami's too high. Miami plays in the ACC. They haven't played anybody. Oh, they claim the fame is, we beat Florida in the SEC. Okay. But some of the other games you barely won. And it wasn't an elite competition. When they play SMU, when Miami plays SMU, we're gonna see. Did you watch the Indiana-Ohio State game this weekend?
I didn't get a chance to. I really wanted to, but I didn't get a chance to. I was doing I had to work. So I didn't get a chance to, but I predicted, it was physical. Yeah, I predicted what was. A friend of mine had called me from Indiana, and he asked me what I thought about the game. I said, Indiana's going to keep it close in the first half, and in the second half, the Ohio State's defense is going to take over, and they're going to end up blowing them out in the second half. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Ohio State skilled players took over. That's what happens. They got long pockets too with NIL money. They have a lot of superstars at key positions at Ohio State.
Most definitely. Well, let's get to the picks this week. Because I feel like I want to get these picks out the way.
Okay.
because somebody got a lot of work to do in the morning.
That means we got old man time.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. We got old man time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got extra work to do, by the way. So we can start with let's see here.
Thursday
I
night
got
game.
the wrong week up.
Thursday night it's
We
Green
got
Bay
three.
and not Green Bay. It's the Lions and who?
It's the Lions and the Bears, the Cowboys and the Giants, and then Green Bay and Miami are playing.
Yeah. So we got Chicago at Detroit.
Mm,
Lions. That's
I'm
Tubi.
gonna
I'm
go
taking
with
Tubi
Lions.
on that one. I'm taking Tubi Lions on that one.
All right. We got the Giants at us.
Cowboys.
I'm taking Cowboys, of course.
You got Miami at Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay because it's going
Me
to be
too.
like 28 degrees on Thursday in Green Bay, and Miami
And
does not play
they
well
don't
in
know
the
how to play
cold.
in that kind of weather.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. You got the Friday night game. You got Las Vegas at Kansas City.
I'm taking the
Kansas City.
Chiefs. Minshaw's out for the year. They really don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, he got hurt?
Yeah.
Collarbone. He's out
Shoulder,
for the
collarbone,
year.
yeah.
Oh, well, Raiders might go after Danny down.
That may not be bad.
Because he cleared waivers.
Yes,
So he
did.
free for any team.
That may not be bad for him, though. You get away from New York and New Jersey and go out to basically sunny Las Vegas.
Yeah, I just think the Raiders did a crappy job with Antonio Pierce. I mean, I think they did right by him, giving him the coaching job, but they only gave him a 2-year contract. But I just think that they just put him in a bad predicament as a coach with a team that they set him up with or whatever. I just think that was just a bad setup for him. Same thing I feel about the Patriots head coach. I just feel like it's a bad setup for him.
Yeah. I don't think they gave him everything he needed to be successful.
No. I don't think so either.
All right. We got the Chargers at the Falcons.
That's going to be a good game. That's in Atlanta, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
Both teams playing the
But
dome.
for some reason, I want to pick the Chargers.
I might have to go with Magic City on that
one. I think I'm going with the Chargers.
Because the Falcons need this game. Both teams need it.
Yeah, because of the defense, the Chargers' defense, in my opinion, is better than Atlanta's. All right, you got Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. And actually, Cincinnati is favored.
I kind of want to feel like that Cincinnati can win this game. Pittsburgh is about to run out on them with kicking all these field goals.
Oh yeah.
But the only thing, the Bengals defense is not as strong now. That's the only thing.
Right.
That's the only reason why I picked Pittsburgh is because of the Bengals secondary is weak.
Okay.
All right. You got Arizona at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The Vikings, definitely.
All right. We got Indianapolis at New England. Now that used to be a premier game when Peyton and Brady was there. That used to be the game of the quarter, not the game of the week, the game of the season. But yeah, you got both of these teams struggle on offense, and actually, Indy is favored.
Yeah, but I think Indy is still a little bit stronger than the Patriots.
I'm taking the Colts on that one because of the quarterback.
Right.
All right.
They did beat the Jets, though. They did beat the Jets.
Well, speaking of the Jets, you got Seattle at the Jets.
I'm taking Seattle.
I'm gonna take Seattle.
I am too. I had a friend, one of my employees at work, bet me $100 that the Jets was gonna have a better record than the Cowboys.
Ooh.
And when we lost Dak, he said, "You want to pay that bet up now?" I said, "Hell no, because y'all ain't won no game." I still think that we're gonna have better records. Even as bad as our team is playing, I still think we're gonna have a better record than them.
And you know what's funny about that? And the Jets have an all-star team with no injuries. So what does that tell you?
Remember,
They have an
Aaron Rodgers
all-star
ain't who he used. Aaron Rodgers ain't who he used to be.
no injuries like we have injuries. We can say, hey, we had so many injuries during the course of a year. But the Jets don't have any major injuries at
Tyron
all.
Smith standing on the sideline again.
Yeah.
Oh wow, is he? They benched
Yeah.
him?
No, his neck, his back,
His neck.
his neck and his back, and his neck and his back. And it hasn't really gotten cold here yet for them to be out here. It's gonna be cold this weekend, I have a feeling.
Okay. Next, we got Tennessee at Washington.
That's gonna be a tight game. Tennessee just beat Houston.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Washington on this one. I don't think they're gonna lose 4 in a row.
Washington. Who they playing?
Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Washington.
It's gonna be a tight game, though. I think it's gonna come down to the fourth quarter.
All right. Next, we got Houston at Jacksonville.
Houston.
Houston. They got beat by the Titans Sunday. They gonna bounce back.
All right. Rams at New Orleans. I'm going Houston also. Rams at New Orleans.
I'm definitely taking the Rams.
You know, I'm actually go with the Rams.
Same here. I'm going with the Rams. Tampa Bay at Carolina.
Tampa Bay.
Philadelphia at Baltimore. That's probably going to be the game of the week.
I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm
taking the Ravens as well because Lamar Jackson is 23-1 versus the NFC.
Okay. We got San Francisco at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Hey, nobody's talking about San Francisco anymore. And they have some major decisions to make at the quarterback position. They're gonna pay Purdy. You're gonna trade Debo?
Yeah, of course they're gonna pay Purdy.
So that means they're gonna have to trade Debo. Because they can't afford Debo and pay the quarterback.
All right. Then the Monday night game is Cleveland at Denver.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm going to take the Broncos.
Broncos have quietly put together a solid team.
A solid season.
Yeah, they 7-5. But you know, Preacher Man be preaching though. Preacher Man be giving them sermons now though. Oh no, you know Jameis Winston, but I'm still going with the Broncos.
Okay. Well, like I said, we got this game Thursday night. You know, Cowboys fans, for all those who don't want the Cowboys to win.
Drew.
I'm not saying no names.
I said Drew.
I'm just saying, what's the point of watching football if you want your team to lose? That's just my opinion.
Nah, we're gonna watch them regardless. It's the Cowboys. You're gonna root for them. I mean, a high draft choice. I mean, I get it, but then I don't get it. So I mean, like I said, it's 50-50. It's 50-50 with the fan base. You know, you go on Twitter, you see what some of the other, Cowboy fans are saying, and then Facebook and IG. So it's like 50-50. Some want us to win, some want us to lose. So it is what it is. As long as they're not slamming TVs when we win. Imagine that. We winning games, they're slamming TV. Breaking TV.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The craziest.
Well, that brings us to a end of another good show.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Most definitely. Happy Thanksgiving.
That's right. Happy Thanksgiving.
And appreciate everyone for tuning in. Guys, real quick, soon we're going to be on our last show of the year already. God dang.
Football season goes quick.
Yes.
So hey,
But before we get off here, I do want to say one thing. Let's make sure that, as fans, we keep football in perspective. Football is just that, it's entertainment for us. People out there, they have lives, they have families. People out there, you still, regardless of whether your team wins or loses, life is about ups and downs. And some of us who are down, we might need, you know, we might need to be encouraging to those who are having rough times, whether it be mentally, physically, or spiritually. So let's keep everybody in our prayers, and let's stop letting football be a division among people. Football is a situation. Of course, there's gonna be teams that's gonna root against your team, but I'm speaking about people of like-minded. Cowboy fans, we are Cowboy fans because we like the team. We don't have to like each other individually, but we like the team. So let's start. You know, Even though we may have different opinions about the team, that does not make none of us any worse than the next person is. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I could think of a lot of worse things to be. I could think of a lot of better things to do than to be arguing with my own with fans of my own team about football.
that's what they do.
Yeah. And, we just want to keep in mind, that um none of us none of us get paid for this. We all do this at our own time, our free time. It's something to do to give us a safe space of what we might be dealing things that people are dealing with and going through. And for me, it's always, check on your strong friends because, you know, your strong friends are the ones that hide things and keep things behind the scene, but it's deep down they're going through something behind closed doors and they just don't want to talk about it. I don't feel safe talking about it. And I know for me in particular, I'm that person that I'm a strong person. So I feel like I always have to show up for everybody. But I don't always feel like people show up for me. And um, we just never know what the future holds or what is coming towards any of us in our family. I got a phone call today. I'm not gonna discuss it live. But Sean know I did talk to Sean personally. Um and right now my heart is hurting right now. Sean said I didn't have to come out and we didn't have to do the show, but I wanted to do it because it gets me in another space. It's my therapy. And I just want to say to um each and everybody, we got to stop the pettiness. We got to stop the arguing, the bittering for things that doesn't matter. And we have to learn to love who love us and move on. Um, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, without this show, having other friends that reaches out to me, a few of my other friends that know what's going on, I, I don't I don't know how I'm still here other than God. That's all I can say.
So
Um,
I'm not gonna tell our business, but the connection that I have, with Nikki. I didn't know what was going on, but something just told me today to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, you doing okay?" because that's what friends do. And I didn't know anything about what was going on. It's just, a, the connection that I had with certain people. So, you know, let's love on each other. Let's do what we have to do to upbuild each other and leave all that other petty shit behind because it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not. And even with these fan clubs, the bickery, it got to stop. At the end of the day, like I say, nobody's getting paid for none of these fan clubs. Everything we do on our own, out our own money, our own time, our own pockets, our own everything. Jerry not sending us a check. Steven ain't cutting us a check. The players ain't cutting us a check. Everything we do because we try to do and come together as a family within this football world. So we just have to stop the small things and the bickering of small things. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm hard headed, I'm stubborn. Um, and it's just some things you can't come back from. Some things you just can't come back from. So don't be trying to make me be friends with people that I ain't friends with no more. I'm tell y'all that now. Because it just ain't gonna happen. But do I hate anybody? No. But sometimes God has to remove certain things and people and things out your life when He has another plan and steps for you to go into. And that's it. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Um, we are evolving with this show. We are growing with this show. I get calls, I get texts all the time, things that I don't even show y'all that people send and say, "Hey, when is the show? I just love listening to y'all. Y'all have different opinions, but y'all all know how to pull it in and reel it in like a family, and that's what we do, you know. I wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for Sean. And I wouldn't know some of the stuff I know wouldn't be for you and Sean. So I think we all have a collective role together that we do and look out for each other on. I know we don't agree with everything because I know we argue back and forth in them chats.
Yeah, we do.
We don't agree with everything. But when we come on this show, we are unified. We're one. And I always say, as like if you're in marriage, relationship, correct me if I'm wrong in private, but you stand up for me in public.
It's 100.
That's what
That's
you're supposed
100
to
right
do.
there.
Nah, the key thing is empathy. I think a lot of individuals need to understand what empathy really means and take that to heart. I think at this particular time, because there's a lot going on in the world, a lot going on with different ethnic backgrounds or whatever, we need to have more empathy for one another. Yeah, we're not going to always agree. We can agree to disagree, but have empathy for that particular person. Have empathy, and that's what sometimes we miss in empathy. If you know somebody's going through something, just try to be there for them. That's all. You don't even say anything. Sometimes that person just wants you to listen. Don't answer back. Just listen, because everybody needs a sounding board sometimes. So I just want everybody to be more empathetic to their friends, their families, even people you don't know.
Yeah.
Show a little grace. Show some grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
But
show some grace.
that's it. But happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We all have something to be grateful for, thankful for. Um, of course, life is one of them. Waking up every day and just being in this world or still being in this world is one of them. So, to everybody that joins us weekly, we appreciate you guys because we could not do this without you all. And I hope that each and every one of you have a happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving. And we will resume back again. We'll be back next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll be talking about another win.
We better
That's
be.
what's up.
First home win for this season.
Hey, let's get a streak going. Let's get a streak going.
We need it.
We need it. We need it. And reach out to people and friends because sometimes people don't have family, but they don't want to be a bother. or they don't want to feel like they're a bother. So sometimes just reach out and see if there's anything that you can do for anybody. You know, anything. So, like I said, people go through things and we don't even know sometimes. So anyway, y'all have a great, great night. And I will meet you guys in the chat.
Yes,
All
indeed.
right. See you later.
All right. Have a
All
good
right.
night, everybody. God
Good
bless.
night.
All right. Good night.